Getting ready for the first Olympics, it was one of those things like I was growing up still in poverty. I mean, I was 16 years old, living with my mom, me and my siblings, and she just didn't have it together.
What it do, man? It's your boy Battle Truth coming to you live and direct from the Battle Truth headquarters, man. Regard to how we may feel, there's some mixed feelings in the situation when dealing with Claressa Shields. She's still one of our sisters, man. And like I said, even before the Papoose Remy Ma situation that they allowed themselves to get involved in, I always been a supporter of this woman, man. I understand her hardships and background, where she come from, the things she overcame, and she's just one of them ones that you just want to see be successful. It's like you want to see it. You want to see it. And living in this era of social media that we live in, we get to actually follow it and see it all just coming to fruition right before our very eyes. And when I was watching this interview, man, I was really just touched by her story, man, and seeing the things she overcame. And I can't help but sympathize with this woman. Like I really can't. I can't help but sympathize with this woman, man, because even though we publicly know her, there's so many others who we don't know that's going through the same thing and don't know how to come out of it, who sometimes allow their past to destroy their future, and those who allow the ones who victimize them to still have power over them. So when I was watching this interview and I was just listening to her testimony and the things she openly shared, and was able to be strong enough to even share that, knowing the position that she's in and who she is, and you able to put that out there, knowing that it also can be used against you in this day and era we live in, where people can capitalize off your shame and actually add to the hurt of your shame, your background, your hurt, your embarrassment, your flaws. So to even be strong enough to even put that out there, knowing that you have people who don't like you just as well as you have people who do like you, and for her to come on a interview and share these things, I just couldn't ignore it, and I just wanted to actually add some light and inspiration to it, and hopefully it can help somebody. Hopefully it can help somebody. So when she just made this statement of being a young teenager living with her siblings, and when she made the statement, but at the same time trying to respect her mother by saying, I'm just gonna say this, my mama didn't have it together. And then there's a quiet, still moment to register, to let that settle and sink in, saying things without having to say things, to understand what that means when you have young girls in the home. And I have seen this happen on numerous of occasions where bad parenting ended up in the result of your children getting hurt, molested, abused, uneducated, opening your home to all type of people. Yeah, I have seen this many, 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 many times. Uh, and I didn't been in houses like that. You know what I mean? Where the house is an open house, all people over the neighborhood coming and kicking it in the house, spending the night at the house, taking over the safety of the children who actually supposed to be in the house, that live in the house, strangers coming in, eating the food, now running the house. I saw that many, many times. And it still goes on right now. And that's another reason why I wanted to actually just talk about this thing and share it, because I can't help but feel, sis, man. I'm just keeping it 100, man. Now, do she do everything right? No. But at the same time, I can see the light in which she becomes this diamond. You know what I mean? And that's the same thing for Remy too. At the end of the day, listen, man, who are we? We all are sinners. We all fall short of the glory. We all have problems we struggle with and wrestle with. And the war is not against flesh and blood. The war is against spiritual wickedness in high places. How demons use and influence us to hurt one another. And you can always find a fault and flaw in somebody if that's what you're looking for. Because as human beings, we are flawed and we are sinners. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder. There are flaws in every last one of us. If that's what you're looking for, you're going to find it. But just like you can look for flaws in somebody, you can also see good in people. And that's the attitude we need to start having more for one another and understanding. Because we live in an age that's just so terrible. It's like we so conditioned to hate one another. And when you look at the black race, us as black folks, it's even worse for us. Because I hate lead to murder, incarcerations. I hate go that deep. That it's not just in words. It's also in actions that leads to violence. And we condition to it. And it's not good. So when she made that statement, I get it. I get it.
I don't think that no kid should have to go through what I went through as a child. I'm talking about from the age of 5 when I was, raped as a young girl. She just didn't have it together. I don't think that no kid should have to go through what I went through as a child. I'm talking about from the age of 5 when I was, raped as a young girl.
Okay. That right there. Another thing. Because mom don't have it together. Strangers in and out of the house. Lead to your children being opened, unprotected. That your 5-year old child was raped. So a person over her age literally violated this baby in horror that she had to live with her whole entire life, affecting her mentally, um, physically, and spiritually, breaking her down to the point that as she grow up, you doubting if there's really a God, not trusting of men because of your past experience as a child, that you're not mentally strong enough to get together to understand whoever's doing this may be sick within themselves. And because you don't have the mental capacity to put it all together, all you could do is rationalize with the understanding you have as a minor, still not able to put it together, but trying to just rationalize why why hurting me. And see, listen, I don't like to sugarcoat things, because it's like when you sugarcoat things, what happens is it desensitizes the true horrors of what actually takes place. I like to graphically go in depth of how these hurt and pain affects people to the point where it is exactly how it's being said. When you are 5 years old, ignorant to life, and you're being lured into a place of abuse, in your ignorance, you have no idea of what's about to happen because you trusting that as a child, no one would want to hurt you. But the predator and the person who's used to doing these things is preying on your ignorance to bring you into a place of comfortability that you're trusting you're safe at. It's actually using it as a means to hurt you. And now your comfortability becomes your prison, not just for that moment, but for years of your life that always stick with you in your mind, hurting you to the point that it began to program you to operate in the place of victimhood. And yes, it's sad. And like I said, she's just a public figure that's known sharing her testimony. But what about the so-called nobodies we don't know that this is happening to? To you parents out there that's actually living like her mama, because I know a lot of women are. They got open houses. They houses open to the whole neighborhoods. And you looking for friendships and looking for people to basically, because that's what a lot of them be doing too, wanting to be exalted amongst others at the expense of allowing them to use you and disrespect your home, disrespect your children. And that'd be terrible, man. And some of these parents, man, hurt their children because of past relationships with their fathers, if they even had one, for the most part. And that instead of protecting your child, loving your child, and understanding your child had nothing to do with how you feeling about their father, you can't neglect and actually put them in harm's way as a result of how you feeling towards their father, like so many women do. I get you get betrayed at times. I get men break your heart sometimes. I get you fall for the Kool-Aid sometimes. I get that. But at the same time, you have to be wise enough and strong enough to understand you don't keep repeating these same things over and over again. Because you'll find out that these women who actually fell for it before fall for it again and fall for it again and fall for it again. Y'all have met and knew women like this who continue to just keep choosing bad men. It ain't like they didn't know they was bad before they chose to lay with them, because people reveal their hands all the time if you allow them to. Well, you know that this person is not here for the long haul and to stay. That you know this person is no good. And that's sad, man. Like I said, I sympathize with her when she make that statement. Now you forced to fight because you hungry. You forced to fight because you're not privileged like other children you growing up with. You forced to fight because you've been talked about your whole life, because y'all the poor family on the block. You've been talked about because your mama crazy. You've been talked about because your father not around. You being talked about because other children who going through the same thing need somebody else who worse situation than them to keep the light off themselves. I remember those times being in school. I used to laugh at the children who was going to breakfast in the morning. Remember when they would have breakfast in the morning in school? You go to school and we could eat breakfast and lunch if you get there early. And our mama and them used to send us to school so we can eat breakfast because there wasn't enough food in the house to give us breakfast. So I remember they used to be like, y'all better hurry up for y'all miss breakfast. And we'd fly out the house on the way to school so that we could be there in time for breakfast because there wasn't no breakfast at home. And then I remember getting there sometimes, and sometimes it'd be a group of kids out there mocking the kids less fortunate who eating breakfast. And I remember being a part of that group laughing at them because I really wanted to be in that line to eat breakfast, but was ashamed to get in line because I didn't want to be talked about. So I would join the people who were talking about the people that was in line to eat breakfast, not caring about what they were saying, when I really wanted to be in line to eat breakfast because I was hungry. I remember those times. And it's sad what a lot of our parents do to us and hurt us and get us at a disadvantage, that we grow up suffering. We grow up with so much hate. We grow up just wanting to just have a shot at life, to actually have something for once, to be somebody for once. That's terrible, man. What a lot of our parents did to us. Not enough role models in the home and house. So many people ended up going to prison behind that. So many people checked out committing suicide behind that. So many people grew up addicted to drugs as a result of that. So many people grew up becoming homosexuals as a result of that. So many people grew up becoming alcoholics as a result of that. So many people grew up prostituting their bodies as a result of that. And these are situations and conversations that need to be talked about because it's still going on.
Having to deal with all the anger I had from that. I had a speech impediment. I couldn't even talk till I was about 6, and I stuttered till I was 9. Just the fact that I was bullied.
Things like that. You see what I mean? Things like that. Where you could be hurt for so many years as a child that you grow up being lost in your past. Where it even eat at you believing in yourself. You don't even see no beauty in yourself at all. Everything just becomes ugly to you. And children don't make it no easier. They very harsh. They're going to remind you of every flaw and everything you don't have and got, especially if you living beneath them. So I get it, man. I get it. And like I said, things like this just makes me want better for her. That's why when I was making the statement, I'm just saying, look, I get it. I get you want to be loved. I get you want to be happy. I get you want a man like Papoose to actually bring comfort in your life, that you're able to exhale. I get it. But you still have to be wise and strong enough to know that things should be done in decent, in order, and right, that it may be blessed before God. I hope with all my heart, I hope with all my heart, Papoose mean what he says and that he do what he says and make sure that he can make you an honorable woman because you deserve it. You deserve it. I don't take nothing away. You deserve it like every other woman deserve it. That's one thing I can say about women. So many women act out as a means of hurt. They created to be emotional. They created to be nurturers. So they love by nature. And us men, we play a big responsibility in how they operate and function as a result of us betraying them. We do. We make promises we don't keep. We have a bad problem with self control and discipline in our body. We don't really lead and build them up and inspire them. And we hurt our own women, which also hurts our children. And I've been guilty of these things myself. And I had to learn through my sufferings how to become better. So, yes, I sympathize with all the hurt that women endure and suffer through. And now that I'm a father and I have daughters, I'm reminded of who I used to be. To remind me of what I need to look forward to and be there for them so that they know how to make right choices and decisions and don't follow in the footsteps of my failures. And when I look at this young girl, innocent like that, look at this little child. Now somebody could put his hands on her and physically find her attractive to want to sexually abuse this young girl. I sympathize with that because I know the horrors that come with that. The fears, the tears, the disappointment, to not feel you protected, to just question life. I get it. And I see why she don't care to the point of wanting to be happy. After you done been through so much pain, you just wanna be happy for once. Because you for once now feel you have some type of control over that now. I get it. I get it.
Dealing with going hungry, trying to kill myself when I was 13 and almost doing it when I was 16. It's like it's so many things I had to endure.
And that's where the demons come in at worst. When she make the statement of thinking about killing myself when I'm 13, those are demonic spirits in your mind influencing you to get it over with. Nobody loves you. This gonna keep going on. They'll feel real sorry if they know you're not here. Because I remember those voices used to come to my head when I was a child. Or they gonna feel sorry if I die. Then you get to fantasizing and imagining you're gonna get to see your funeral and all the ones who gonna show up crying, apologizing for what they did to you and what they didn't do for you. And you think that one moment, if you could get to see that, is worth you ending your life. not knowing you ain't proved nothing, and that it don't even really work like that. Because when people hurt you, they can care the less if you live or die. They can care the less. In fact, when they hurt you, they want you dead. And the greatest revenge to them is living and surviving and being successful. That's how you overcome and defeat your enemies. But I remember those demon voices in my head trying to influence me to kill myself so that I could go to hell. Because I don't understand that you're going to go to hell if you kill yourself. Deceiving you into believing you escaping from your problems, not knowing that you're going to a place that's worse than any problem you have that you can't escape from. You know how many people in hell wish they can come back and have your problem, have your poverty, have your hunger, have your disease, have your heartbreak, have your addiction, just to get out of that place. They would love to come back to have your problem. And then she said when she was 16, she almost ended up doing it. Literally going through the whole process of committing suicide. Because the enemy just beating on your brain and using the things of your past to make you feel this low. And so many disappointments and rejections to break you down psychologically and eat at you spiritually to the point you don't even care about the greatness that's in you. You don't really know how strong you are. And you just ended. And you have given the enemy the victory over you and the ones who hurt and abuse and victimize you. You have given them the victory over you. It's sad, man.
The guy who attacked me when I was younger, you must feel like you abused me and I still turned out to be alright. It gotta suck for him.
Okay, that's what I mean. That's right. That's the right mentality to have now. When you overcome your demons and you fight your way back to your understanding and you hold your head up and you use your past as a means to motivate you for your future. And you put all that disappointment, all that hurt, all that shame, all that embarrassment, all that abuse, you put it on your back and you use it to build you up, to pull out something great inside you. That you now look back on the things you went through in your life and you see that even in that, even in men's sins, or what they tried to do to you, God used it to build you up, to make you something great. That now you know how strong you is. Now you see what you survived, and you're able to give that love and strength to somebody else who don't know how to get out of it or go through it. Because you now become a voice for them. And just like you said, the guy who abused me and did that to me, he watching me now. He must feel like, because I used what he did to me to try to destroy and hurt me, to become great, by which I am the greatest woman of all time when you tried to defeat me. Turning your losses into lessons. So I commend sis, man. Just do things the right way. We live in the last days and times is definitely short. Jesus is returning back for the church. Those who are left behind will go through 7 years of tribulations. We are in the last 7 years of the 6,000 year that God gave man to rule the earth. We're in the last 7 years of that. And the Bible is clear. After the 7 years, Jesus returned and ruled the world for 1,000 years of peace. But before he do that, He removed the church out of the earth, take them back to heaven to be rewarded. Those who faithfully believe in him, along with every child that's not of the age of accountability. He removed all them, take them back to heaven too, with every born again, Bible believing Christian. And for the last 7 years of mankind history, we're in heaven celebrating and being rewarded for our faithfulness, while the world of those people who are left behind, who didn't want nothing to do with Jesus Christ, is up under the Antichrist rule, where 1 out of every 3 person is murdered and killed. And all type of plagues and famines and things are hitting the earth. This is no game, y'all. This is no joke. I hate y'all don't believe that we're here, but guess what? We're here. And it's not even hidden no more. It's all around us. It's all around us. Can't get around it. So, get right with Jesus. Trust in the Lord Jesus Christ. Do not allow the enemy to kill you and bring you down. That being said, it's your boy Battle Truth. Ain't my judgment, that's in question. It's yours.